partnership, but of course, Sarah is a really, really steady player, and Martina's got a good firepower. So I think they have matching skills that complement each other really well.
Their side, it's Lina Padegimaite and Layne Sleeth in the white. Frantova sneaks out of the kitchen. Oh, great defense. But a little finesse is what created the scramble from Sarah Ansboury.
Absolutely, and Lina and Layne, they've actually been playing together the entire last year, if I'm not mistaken, just on a different team. But this year, they're part of the California Black Bears.
We'll go women's doubles first, men's doubles second, and then a series of mixed doubles games. Play a fifth if we need it. Ooh.
Second serve.
No kiss off the tape, expected from Martina Frantova. As far as the weather goes, it is 95 degrees. And it's still cooking here in Austin. No break in the heat, despite being almost 6 o'clock. Wow, what a counter from Frantova. Holds her ground, keeps her paddle in perfect position.
Yeah, good anticipation. Lina likes speeding up from the middle there with a forehand. The ball might have been a little bit too low. And yes, as you mentioned, great counter by Martina.
2-0-2.
Martina speaks 3 languages, by the way. Slovakian, Spanish, and English. And congratulations in order. She just recently got engaged.
Yes, saw that. Congratulations to Martina Frantova.
Let's go, Lina. Let's go, Bears. 0-1. Second serve.
As we saw earlier, California Black Bears are going to have some solid defensive skills.
0-2-2.
Layne Sleeth, outstanding athlete, played college tennis at the University of Oklahoma, played in the top of the lineup. So she can get to a lot of balls, really good hands. And she's been working on her attack, but she's kind of sneaky when she attacks, a lot of misdirects.
Here we go, Lina. Right here, yours.
And then Lina, of course, played here at the University of Texas. We have a pretty solid D1 college tennis pedigree right here.
Nice put away for Frantova. Sarah Ansboury putting in the work to set it up.
As expected, yes, Sarah playing super steady. You mentioned conditions are hot and humid. The courts are gritty, so slowing down the game a little bit, and I think pretty good conditions for both teams based on the playing styles.
2-1-2. Side out. Right there. Right here, Bear. Let's go. 1-2-1.
Lina has an elite two-handed backhand. So if you're out there at home, pickleball player, amateur player, and you prefer two-handed backhand.
Oh, a little bit. The angle there for Frantova, forcing a second serve. Have another look.
1-2-2.
Wow, inside out, overhead.
Side out. All right, Lina. Next one. Here we go. Right back, right back. 2-1-1.
We give Florida Smash probably a slight edge in this game.
Second serve.
Our first challenger level match of the day landed in a dream breaker. Wouldn't be surprised.
2-1-2.
We had the same here.
Huge serve by Martina.
Side out.
Martina Frantova, originally from Slovakia, as you mentioned, the language situation.
Go, Bears.
D1 college tennis at NC State University. Here's the backhand you speak of from Lina Padegimaite. What's especially great about it?
I think it's technically very solid. She is able to use her reach really well. And then she can kind of show the same preparation, but move the ball in 3 or 4 different spots. So it's a little bit harder to read. She goes through the middle on that one.
Second serve.
Good resets by Layne there, but last ball sails a little bit too far out.
2-2-2. Point.
Another spit up forehand from the middle. Lina changes the spot this time because remember Martina was ready, so she hooks that ball towards Sarah's right hip, successful this time. And I think that's what you have to do at the higher level doubles. You kind of do something until you can get away with it, and then your opponents adjust, and you have to keep adjusting with them.
Point. 4-2-2. Point.
One sneaks through. The Black Bears on top by 3.
5-2-2.
Yeah, good drive on the third there. Good close, put a little bit of pressure on Sarah on that one. But if I was playing Florida Smash, would probably try to build my dink rallies a little bit through Martina and then find opportunities to attack Sarah. But that's an ideal world.
Yeah.
Second serve.
How exactly would you go about doing that in attacking Sarah?
Just kind of try to build the rally by dinking maybe to Martina, moving the ball around, testing the middle, since again it's a newer partnership. And then if one of the dinks bounces maybe a little bit higher, I can speed up off the ground, and then if I can get a volley attack, that's something I'll be looking for as well.
5-2-1.
Perfect drop there.
Second serve.
Lina Padegimaite resides in the area here in Austin. Too far of a trip for her.
5-2-2.
Sleeth residing in Tampa, Florida.
Side out.
Yeah, Florida Smash is actually every single player on that team resides in Florida. I know Sarah just moved to Saddlebrook area from
2-5-1.
I think she was in North Carolina, Hilton Head.
Yep, you are correct.
Second serve.
Soft middle was the play for Padegimaite.
2-5-2.
Overzealous on the attack for Frantova.
Side out.
A play by Layne Sleeth from the left, opting to play a straight-up style. Both players flipping to
5-2-1.
opposite sides.
Second serve.
Oh, Lina wanted that one. Great setup. Layne using a softer drop, and I think Lina just overran the ball.
5-2-2.
Couldn't find her footing.
Ansboury lets it fly just deep. Meaning patient on her side as Ansboury, the anchor to Martina Frantova, flanking the left.
Yeah, elite movement over there to let the ball go out. Well done.
2-5-1.
We talked about letting balls go out being a slightly underrated skill, but
Yeah.
Second serve.
ATP goes deep. Florida Smash been struggling just a little bit
2-5-2.
to get points on their serve. Let's see if they can come up with solutions.
At that time, Ansboury overcooks the overhead attempt. Ball back to the Black Bears.
5-1. Point. Timeout change in. 6-1.
Nice slide by Lina there. Sliding to the right and counter with the backhand.
Point.
That was a little bit ambitious by Martina. Ball kind of dipped. Yes, it's okay to change direction, but probably take a little bit of pace off next time and just let it drop in the kitchen.
Ooh, the strike zone of Frantova goes in the net instead, and Florida will
Timeout,
take
Florida.
their
8-1.
lone timeout of game one. California 3 points away from taking the first. You could coach the Florida Smash bench right now. What would you tell them?
I think
Man,
so.
8-1.
Very curious to see how that paints on the pickleball court.
ATP and a beauty for Lina Padegimaite.
Lots of pace on that shot. Gravity-defying
9-1.
action.
Thumbs up. Well played, but just deep for Ansboury. Right shot selected to pull California off the kitchen. Game point
10-1.
for the Black Bears. Blank in the middle. Miscommunication in the middle on the other side. Second serve now, second game point.
Two pedals are always better than none.
10-2. Side out.
Let's play again from Ansboury, out of reach from Padegimaite and out of position 2. Florida saves 2 game points.
2-10-1. Point.
Well played here by Florida Smash. Yes, we've seen a little bit more aggressive shots from Martina and Sarah with another
3-10-1.
elite out call.
Playing by Padegimaite, waiting for her moment to strike.
She had to wait quite a while.
Yeah. Here it was,
3-10-2.
waiting for the pop-up chance. She got it. Last try here for Florida. High for Frantova, you see the target, and ball back to the Black Bears. Game point number 3.
10-3-1. Point game number 3.
That's where it will end. 3 game points to get it done. The Black Bears up 1-0 on the Florida Smash. We'll head to men's doubles when we return from this short commercial break.
Backhand counter is one of the best in the game, so we'll see.
On him up, Rafa starting us off with first serve, the lefty. Benitez left one high, and Rafa Hewett defended his body well to keep the point in action.
Yeah, Rafa was a step ahead of Travis
Yeah.
on every shot in the last point.
Point.
Forced error for Travis Rettenmaier.
2-0-2. Side out.
They'll earn one right back. California off to a 2-point lead. Cason Campbell back to serve
0-1.
for the Florida Smash.
Ooh, nice big serve.
That was deflection off the tape, and the Smash will take it.
Yeah, deflection definitely helped, but
1-1.
I think Travis kind of had him wrong-footed anyway. People tend to rush to cover the middle from that shot, so going behind players.
Oh,
Woo!
Rafa,
Second serve.
what an Ernie. Have to have another look at this one.
1-2-2.
Ambitious play on the backhand wing too.
Routine for Rafa.
Oh yeah,
Side out.
wide open through the middle, big gap to pick apart. Ball back to California.
That was a pretty
2-1-1.
sweet shot through the middle by Juan.
Nice
Second
ball from
serve.
Campbell, jamming up Benitez on his way up to the kitchen.
2-1-2. Side out.
An empty trip for the California Black Bears, who
1-2-1.
acquired Benitez from New York in exchange for Steven Madonia on March 11.
Second
Also
serve.
traded for Rafa Hewett from Vegas in exchange for Chris Hayworth back in
1-2-2.
February. Down it goes again. What a counter from Benitez. Empty trip for the smash.
2-1-1.
That's why
Second serve.
let's try to get off two for the Black Bears.
2-1-2.
Too
Point.
much on the return for Campbell on his way to unwinding the stack.
3-1-2. Point.
Thank you, 4-1. Black Bears
Yeah,
with the lead.
We'll see if Florida Smash makes that adjustment
4-1-2.
and unstacks on some of the returns. But maybe a little bit too early to do that.
Point.
What a counter from Juan Benitez. Sticks his nose in there, gets the ball down. 5-1-2. Black Bears. So you would like to see
5-1-2.
Florida maybe stay on a couple of these? Is that what you're insinuating?
There they are. Yep.
Point.
Campbell
Timeout change
actually
in,
signaled the
6-1-2.
switch, but couldn't get there with a heavy serve from the and Juan Benitez after this
Time
points
in,
played.
6-1-2.
The hand speed. I think they had an answer for every attack Florida Smash brought, and they've played pretty clean so far. No unforced errors. This is probably the first miss by Rafa just now.
1-6-1.
But they had all the answers for every attack from the Smash.
Point.
A little awkward Ernie attempt.
2-6-1.
Travis is laughing a little bit. What do you think about the new Smash logo and the rebranding?
I like it. What do you think?
Second serve.
I like it. It looks sharp. I would like to see a gator on it just because it's a Florida team, but maybe the next phase of rebranding.
I'd like to see the green change to a blue with that new institution of orange. Maybe that's too Florida Gator-ish, but it's my only critique.
Valid.
Oh, ambitious pull from Rafa Hewett, targeting the line on Rettenmaier, no dice. Little run here for the smash.
That was a surprising decision by Rafa, but I think it's in the budget. A couple of those are in the budget, but then have to lock it up and be disciplined. That's what I used to tell Rafa. Discipline.
And did he listen?
Oh yeah, perfect teammate.
6-3-1.
Ooh, a little too heavy. One more serve to go for California.
6-3-2.
Cason wanted to call that ball out. The serve didn't matter. But missed the follow-up third. Ball back to the smash.
3-6-1.
California with an empty trip. Ahead of the end change. Oh, Rafa was on it. Missed it just barely. And the smash making this a game.
4-6-1.
Crawling their way back in. A revenge hit from Rafa Hewett.
4-6-2.
Feathery drop from Cason Campbell.
Yeah, good job by Florida slowing it down,
5-6-2.
making California Black Bears dink a little bit.
Ooh, a little fancy. Wow.
Point.
Juan losing his footing on his way to the kitchen. And we are tied up at 6 apiece. Rafa Hewett calling a timeout. Another look at the last point. Behind the back, and then on his way up, scooches down and loses that footing. And what's caused the comeback for the smash? What are you seeing from the youngster, Cason Campbell?
Time
But
in.
great timeout by Rafa.
6-6-2.
Little high, and the Black Bears losing their grip on game 2. You can feel the momentum shifting.
Travis showing some amazing footwork. He went all the way off the court to hit a couple of forehands there. Nice drive.
Ooh, the ATP was available for Campbell. Too big on the swing. Now where will the Black Bears go from here? Empty trip ahead of this service rotation.
6-7-1. Second serve.
His third won't help the cause for Benitez.
6-7-2.
A couple of heavy drives and couldn't cash in. Smash looking to build and take game 2. We'll go to mixed doubles next.
7-6-1.
California, the home team, they got to choose the mixed doubles matchups.
Point.
And this one getting out of hand in a hurry for the Black Bears. Too many unforced errors.
Yeah, they sneak in there, and then next thing you know, the momentum goes to the other team.
Oh. Nice. Campbell and Rettenmaier coming together, creating some magic at the moment. 3-point lead, Layne 2 to take it.
9-6-1.
Good play from the midcourt from Rafa, but not enough to keep him in the point.
Wide open gap to exploit. Rettenmaier hits it. 10-6 game point.
Those Arnies don't look dialed just yet, especially you had an earlier match, Christian Alshon, Eric Onsens. Those guys have the one-handed backhand Arnies dialed.
Nice counter-attack from Rafa Hewett. 1 game point held off. See if they can make this a game. Game point number 2.
10-6-2.
There's one. 2 game points saved. Ball back to the Black Bears. Running out of time.
Execute.
6-10-1. Point.
That's out.
Seven, 10-1.
ATP from Travis Rettenmaier forces the second serve.
Fight, fight, fight. Come on.
Almost defended by Rafa Hewett.
Side out.
I don't know if that ever happens to you where you defend an ATP, but sometimes you kind of hit your cast with your paddle and get stuck a little bit.
10-7-1.
Well played by Rafa Hewett. Game point number 4 for the smash.
You like to see a shake and bake here from the smash.
Cason Campbell closes out the second at 11-7, and this is a match. Split 1 game apiece. So, after this opening point, Layne Sleeth will kick us off with first serve. Nice. Right away, Travis Rettenmaier guarding the middle. But what do you think the logic was for California? Bring us into the mindset there.
I think maybe this team, California, is going to try to be a little bit more aggressive and kind of look to attack Sarah. So using kind of their tennis skills and just maybe drive the ball a little bit more. But definitely a wild card team here. And I think they have a more established team playing in the next match. So maybe that was the reasoning because Lina likes to play on the left side. Rafa's going to play on the right side. He's a lefty, and they're both a little bit more seasoned in Major League Pickleball and in pickleball in general. So you might put a team like this to close out your mixed lineup.
Okay, lots to look forward to. This is the first of 2 mixed doubles games in this matchup. played again. Travis Rettenmaier stepped up his game midway through the men's doubles hole that they were in. Down by 4 at the end change, and then stormed back to take it, and has not taken his foot off the gas.
0-0-1.
Yeah, Travis moving really well. He actually used to play with Martina on Florida Smash.
I know, that's...
And I remember playing against them, and they were down by like 6 or something like this, or 7 in the game to 25, and he kind of just took over, and they came back and beat us. I was playing with Max. But yeah, we can see, I think his strength is that A, he can be aggressive, but B, he can also adjust. They started stacking on the serve too, so he was serving to me, so that was super fun.
Point. 2-0-1. Point.
Line drive and another point for the Florida Smash.
The reason Travis's forehand drive is so good, he actually takes a little bit of pace off, and then there's a little bit of an inside-out action on the ball. But so far, he's been very, very precise with those shots.
3-0-2.
High percentage, big targets. Love to see that. Lines up his body perfectly prior to the shot.
Point.
The bench of Florida Smash saying that's exactly what we practiced on the leg court. That was from Martina Frantova.
Point.
Travis Rettenmaier, full steam ahead, blazing through the opponents in his way. 1 point ahead at the end change, trying to blank California. He drive again. All attack mode on Layne Sleeth for this franchise, and so far, it's been a beatdown on California.
Point.
And a good dodge by Ansboury. Ball was a couple feet out of bounds to make it 7-0. Florida Smash with the lead.
But technically, that was the right pattern for California Black Bears. They have to try to go behind Travis a little bit, and then maybe be a little bit more aggressive at Sarah a little bit earlier. They get an opportunity.
Side out.
Finally a miss from the Smash. Where do the Black Bears go from here in a 7-point hole?
0-7-1.
Nice spot for Layne Sleeth. A nice way to open it up, too. You mentioned it, the pattern testing the backside of Rettenmaier, keeping him honest.
1-7-1.
Getting that big forehand out of the middle. Sleeth opts to drive it there on the third, trying to do too much.
Let's see if also Juan can use his big serve, be aggressive on the third, kind of like Travis.
Side out.
But not enough this time. We're giving Travis too much credit.
7-1-1.
His head's gonna get too big.
Wow, let him know you said so. Clean winner through the middle.
Timeout.
Make it 8-1, and
Timeout, California. 8-1-1.
Pleading for another timeout. The wind completely out of their sails, and this ends up in the direction we think it's going. And all the pressure falls on Rafa Hewett and Lina Padegimaite to try and force this to a 5th deciding dream breaker. G. Toisen, the lead owner for the California Black Bears, has been a part of it since 2021. It's blocked by Ansboury, but that one is not good enough. Benitez with a punishing overhead.
He looks like at least 6'3", maybe.
Up 6-4.
Point.
See, they're trying to institute that strategy to attack Sarah Ansboury, but just can't capitalize as the point extends. 9-1 lead for the smash on a 2.
Point.
Game point. Florida Smash looking to take the 1-game edge.
Let's go.
10-1-2.
Thumbs up, and it's good. What a play. Drop volley. Benitez is there. Ball scramble. Oh,
Point.
almost had the
Game,
Ernie
11-1.
finish. But instead, it's a near pickle performance. 11-1, Travis Rettenmaier and Sarah Ansboury wiped Layne Sleeth and Juan Benitez off the court. So, you mentioned it, Rafa Hewett rises to the occasion when it matters the most. So BLQK, the Black Bears, and their former name will rely on him. Will be in action all weekend as well. Highly contested affair. Rafa Hewett will start us with first serve. Big rip out of the gate, right at Frantova. Driving with a purpose is Rafa Hewett. Love unforced on the side of the smash. 2-0 lead for California. Saw the story before. Men's doubles, Rafa and Juan were leading heavily into the end change and could not pay it off. Never out of it. Well played by Cason Campbell. That ball just a touch too high from Padegimaite. Oh my, Rafa Hewett, hands of gold. His hip attacked not once but twice, maybe 3 times, defended it well.
Rafa anticipating really well, and I think that's why these pro players are so good. They know how to anticipate, because if you're just trying to react to some of the shots, you don't have enough time. But if you kind of know the patterns, you can anticipate what is coming and preload on where you think the ball is going.
Second serve.
What would a preload look like? Paddle position?
Yes. Usually, if people are anticipating a speed up, most likely you load backhand, but if you're maybe in like Lina's side, then you'll slide out and load up on the forehand.
Side out.
This battle from Frantova, showing light for the smash. Ball back to their side for 2.
0-1. Second serve.
Ooh, I like that setup. Yeah, Martina likes to hit the ball hard. So we're probably going to see Cason looking to capitalize off her thirds.
Side out.
Is there a better place for Martina to drive? I assume straight ahead at Lina Padegimaite straight away.
I think, especially if like Lina is returning and you have a good look on the third shot, you can drive there. Rafa will try to cover as much court as he can with his forehand, but I think when Rafa is returning, it's not the worst thing to maybe go behind him and keep him a little bit more on the side so they can get Lina open for the next shot. Look at that backhand roll.
points.
Side out.
So can they capitalize on their serves? Keep an eye on the thirds here.
Yeah, Martina showcasing her power.
0-1.
Hits the ball really clean, really big.
Second serve.
Good work by the Bears there. Picking on Martina a little bit, and if he's going kind of through the middle, Cason can get to the ball. Martina sliding to a backhand, but if you go too far wide, you could be out.
Point.
All right, heavy serve will do it. Florida on the board. If this goes green breaker, curious who you think
1-2-2.
match would advantage.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with California Black Bears for the dream breaker.
Okay. Heavy drive from Cason Campbell, clearly feeling that urgency.
And we saw Martina moving together with her partner there because she could tell before Cason hit the shot that they were in good position, so creating more pressure on the Bears.
The drive and another crash, misfired wide by Cason Campbell. Ball back to the Black Bears.
It's pretty sweet how low Martina got earlier to set up for that drive on the back end. Nice, solid base.
Point.
Let's go, Rafa. Let's go.
3-3-1.
Let's go.
Point.
2 in a row for the smash. He's serving from Rafa Hewett.
4-3-1. Second serve. 4-3-2.
Ooh,
Point.
the attempt. Correct. Goes deep with it. Black Bears on top by 2 ahead of the end change.
Trust your drops.
5-3-2.
Yeah, that one felt a little bit rushed by Martina.
Side out.
Just barely out. Black Bears bench telling to players on court to trust their drops. So somebody is watching some issues there. Nice ball. Cason Campbell is on it.
A little shake and bake action. And goes
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
crossbody on the bake. Catches Lina off guard.
Second serve.
That was a tough return by Rafa. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it was pretty short and spinning. Hard to lift the ball up from that low.
Drive. Attacking Lina Padegimaite. They're missed for Campbell with a chance to tie it there. California with a chance to go up 2 points at the end change.
Five, 4-1. Second serve.
Benitez struggling with the thirds. The moment.
Let's go. Let's go, Rafa.
Yeah, California is doing a good job handling the fact that their thirds are a little bit high right now.
Rafa tries to take over, oversteps and gets burned the other way. Stuck on 5, side out, Florida smash.
Timeout, California.
They will call a timeout, they being the California Black Bears, who can't seem to resolve their third shot drop issues. And Florida will accept the break with open arms once trailing 5.
Now they have Black Bears on the switch.
Second serve.
California chose not to switch when Lina was returning, but it looks like right now when Rafa is returning, they're gonna go ahead and switch as well.
Nice drive, a millimeter above the tape from Cason Campbell. Tie game, 5 apiece.
Yeah, that ball dipped pretty hard, pretty fast. Giving Lina some trouble.
Oh, what a ball! Had the sitter. Couldn't pay off a heavy drive setup. They'll settle for a tie for now. California back to it. But look, what an attack. Into the strike zone. Too big of a swing there from Cason?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe there was a little sun of the effect. But
Rafa Hewett loading up to serve. Oh, man. As a dance to the center of the court and couldn't pay off the winning touch. Ball back to the floor to smash. Chance to tie it.
5-6-1.
I love when Rafa starts going wild and just attacking everything. That's when the bear wakes up.
Second serve.
Hewett's getting in a fight with a bug on the court, it seems. Wow.
Point.
Unforgiving overhead from Martina Frantova, set up by Cason Campbell. The heat still unforgiving here in Austin, Texas, 92 degrees. We've dropped a whole 3 degrees since peak heat, midday. Wow. Oh my.
Point.
Ooh, a challengeable offense. Call was wide by Frantova.
Challenge of the outcall. The outcall puts us at 7-6-2.
So, first challenge of the day. Let's take a look.
Point.
What a close from Cason Campbell. 8-6-2.
Yeah, really well played by Cason there, moving
8-6-2.
smoothly, nice and low, no extra movement, shorten his swing a little bit.
Nice ball, Rafa Hewett finds the backhand low to the feet.
6-8-1. Second serve.
Cason Campbell eats it up. Lina Padegimaite goes high to the forehand on the drive, getting some feedback from Rafa Hewett.
Probably their discussion was centered around who's going to take the third.
Too high a couple of times from Padegimaite, ball right back to the floor to smash.
Yeah, maybe Rafa can kind of wait and see where the third shot is going, if they've been kind of flying up, and not rush to the kitchen too early. And then they can find their way in maybe on the 5th or the 7th shot. Slight adjustment.
And Cason Campbell attacks cross court. Lina Padegimaite is there, finds the corner.
8-6-2.
Yeah, a little mishit, but she did a really good job anticipating it, sliding to the left
Side out.
and not getting
It's
jammed.
a tough serve to miss for Florida. They were in closing position. Will they challenge? Yeah, they will, but it's going to be a thriller. Then they have a Nashville Chefs date later on in the afternoon. Florida will square off against the Bay Area Breakers tomorrow night on Grandstand, or afternoon, I should say, 3:15. Start of that match.
Yeah, sounds like a packed day for tomorrow. We have both Premier and Challenger matches. 2 courts going. Entertainment, DJ, what else? What else does one need for a great day? Right now, everybody seems friendly.
After video review, the call on the court stands. The ball is out. 1 free challenge lost, 2 remaining. 2 free challenges remaining. Resume play at side out 6-8-1.
That took some serious convincing, Rafa. 100%.
Time in. 6-8-1.
Rafa's getting some chirps from the Florida bench. The drive. Ooh, 100% confident of that out call. Black Bears with a chance to tie it.
scrambling.
7-8-1.
I don't know who that break in the action benefited more.
Second
Well
serve.
played by Cason Campbell, right to the feet of Rafa Hewett. Lina Padegimaite, the final chance to tie it for the Black Bears.
7-8-2. Point.
What a spot for Rafa Hewett. Tie game.
Yeah, huge play by the Black Bears. First, we saw a two-handed dink battle cross court between Lina and Cason, and then Rafa finds a way
8-8-2.
to get in there.
Point.
Slew of errors to close it out for the smash. And they once had the advantage at 8-6-1.
Second the alcohol. When the challenge of the alcohol pushes and 9-8.
Seems like they're using the
What
challenge.
is it?
After video review, the call is overturned. The ball is in.
That's a good challenge. Yeah, I mean, we
One
thought it was
free
just
challenge
to maybe stall out the action.
1 remaining, or 2 remaining, 1 free challenge remaining. Resume play at 8-8-1.
All right, let's go, Rock. Come on, let's go. Down that line.
But now, wait, wouldn't they be charged one of their free challenges? Because they already used one, so I think they're down to one also for the Black Bears. I think Jim just got that mixed up, maybe.
Second serve.
Missed third. Hate to see it there.
I know, can't miss a third like this after an overrule. I want Cason K head in the game here.
Heavy drive, and Lina Padegimaite accepted the bait. That ball was 3 feet long.
Right back, here we go.
And right the other way, Florida Smash jump ahead by 1 in the closing stretch. What a dink from Lina Padegimaite. Hangs in the fight after being attacked.
Way to hold the line. Come on, Rafa. Right here, right here, right here.
Great battle out here so far.
Ooh, wind picking up here suddenly. That's out. Tie game. 9 apiece.
Nine, 9-1.
Still alive.
Second serve.
Catch your breath after that one. Padegimaite just barely missing. 9-9-2. California with a chance to go up game point and save this match for their team.
9-9-2.
Wow, what a target for Cason Campbell. Narrow margins, got it there. Sign out Florida Smash. Now, what would you like to see from the thirds from Cason Campbell? If you could sit him down in a corner, give him a little lecture as you...
No, let you just keep doing what you're doing.
On the thirds?
Yeah.
Missed the last one, though.
It's okay. It's in the budget.
All right. You say so, Professor. That's why. Game point, match point for the Florida Smash.
10-9-1.
Oh, man, off the left board, that one hurts. Florida Smash come from out of nowhere in the fourth to take it. What a win for a couple of OGs in the sport. What'd you see from the Florida Smash, Irina?
Yeah, congratulations. Way to battle.
They collect 3 standing points and a regulation win over the California Black Bears. Travis Rettenmaier and Martina Frantova join us now to talk about it. Travis, starting with you as the leader of this team. Men's doubles look to be getting out of hand for you guys. You found a way to rally and take it. What changed in that match for you guys?
I mean, I think honestly we were just pretty poor in the beginning. We just needed to settle in and make a few more balls. And then once we did that, fortunately, they gave us a few errors. I think we kind of found our groove, and then it was smooth sailing from there.
And Martina, you guys mixed it up a little bit in mixed doubles this year. It was you and Travis all of last year, and now you guys decided to go with a different combination. What went into the thought process there?
I mean, we got some practice in, and we were just like, let's try the combinations, and we just felt like, the young, well, I'm going to call myself young. I'm not that young, but the youngsters and the more mature people on that side. So that way we can be aggressive and they can play smart. We'll play aggressive and hard, they'll play smart.
Love that. Travis, you've been around this Major League Pickleball thing for quite a while now, back to where we began here in 2021 in Austin. How far has this franchise come, and how have you grown personally in this experience?
I don't know if I've grown at all personally, but I've certainly
Let's skip
been.
that part.
Yeah, that's a really long conversation. Regressed, but anyway, yeah, I think it's pretty incredible to see what MLP, PPA, UPA is becoming. It's great to see pickleball be so cohesive, and everyone's trying to move towards a similar goal. The fan support's been great. A lot of franchises now are really taking this seriously and pushing their product and pushing their teams, and we're just really fortunate to be able to represent St. Petersburg, Florida. Obviously, we have a lot of love for them and Florida as a whole, but we're really happy to be a part of it.
All right, well, congratulations, you guys. The Florida Smash start the season with a regulation win. Give it up for the Florida Smash, for the Austin faithful that remain in the house. And that is a wrap for us from the Austin Pickle Ranch. We've got action starting tomorrow at 11 a.m.